Hello, good day everyone. This video is meant to deliver my research presentation entitled Revisiting Theory, Perception, and Practice of Multimodal Pedagogy in Indonesian EFL class. I'm Nida Salsabil, serve as the first author of this research with Sir Irfan Rifai as the second author. First, let's go through a list of contents that we will go through in this presentation. We have introduction and objectives, methodology, results and discussion, conclusion, and future scope of the research. The background of this study will back up the underlying issues of why this research is made at the first place. So in the 21st century, which is the era that we are in right now, technology has developed rapidly in almost all aspects of human life, including education. Students are also the digital natives. So based on Pransky on 2001, he defined digital natives for people who have experienced the digital era since they were born, leading educators to make some changes to suit the students' lifestyle better, including technology-mediated multimodal pedagogy in the classroom, or in our context, EFL classroom. And to make sure that this multimodal pedagogy could really enhance English language learning in the classroom, educators' effort and knowledge are very much needed. Here are the objectives of the research. We conducted the research to acknowledge how EFL educators integrate technology in the classroom to support multiliteracies through multimodal pedagogy, to point out the relevance of technology and multimodal implementation along with challenges that EFL educators face, and to examine an Indonesian EFL teacher's perception, theory, and practice of multimodality and analyze the tension between theory and classroom application. So this research used qualitative methodologies, and these are the details how we are doing it. And here is the procedure of how we are doing the systematic literature review, or SLR. We use the kitchen hand procedure of SLR. And this is the Prisma flow diagram of the filtering process of the reviewed papers as required for SLR research papers. And the three reputable databases used are ResearchGate, Google Scholar, and Scopus. And for the class observation, I have observed 10 sessions of high school EFL classroom. And so it's 5 sessions of a 10 grade classroom and 5 sessions of an 11 grade classroom to ensure balanced findings and reduce the risk of tired results. Observation list includes 5 aspects of multimodal pedagogy practice questioned in this research. While classroom observations were used to examine multimodal practical implementation, the interview aimed to explore the teacher's perspective on the multimodal approach. And here are the results and discussion of the research, divided into 3 subsections to answer the research question of this research paper. So first, technology integration in the classroom and how it supports multiliteracies. Technology enhances multiliteracies in EFL through videos, digital composing tasks, or you can call it DMC, and SNS, and more. So these tools support comprehension, creativity, and students' engagement, reflecting the implicit integration of multimodal learning. While not always stated explicitly, these practices reflect multiliteracy principles and positively impact learner autonomy and real-world communication. And second, the documented outcomes of technology-mediated multimodal tasks in EFL classroom. According to past studies, technology-mediated multimodal tasks in EFL classroom contribute positive impacts to students. It enhances both their interest in learning and their language skills, such as students tend to be more focused with videos, songs, or pictures, and teachers from the reviewed studies claim that digital multimodal offers option to both students and educators to suit their learning strategy with the preferred modes. Improvement in English skills is also shown in several studies, such as students' pronunciation, reading, speaking, and writing skills. And on a case study, based on the interview, a gap exists between the teacher's perception of multimodality and the theory. His beliefs were reflected in his practice, which was still dominated by the linguistic mode of instruction. Multiliteracies were also not being pushed to the students due to the complexity of delivery to students and the limited time for each class session. So this study concluded that multimodality supported by technology enhances EFL learning, boosting student engagement, comprehension, and language skills. However, its effectiveness depends on the teacher's understanding and instructional design. The gap remains between theory and classroom practice. Here is the future scope of the research that suggests that future research may focus on scalable training models and focus training for educators on multimodal approach in the EFL classroom, along with how educators can enhance technology in their multimodal practice for sustainability in future education. And here are the references, including the reviewed papers in the SLR process. I hope this video presentation could deliver all the important aspects and messages of this research and made this research contribute to the sustainability of education in Indonesia and around the world. Thank you.